Marine life coming to the surface and living in a society? Well, they're gonna need some way to keep it to themselves. How about water gun fights? Sure, why not? This series was revealed in E3 2014, and 10 years later, well, more like 11 years later, it's still going strong. This series is going over the weapons in Splatoon 3 and what helps these weapons play well. So, let's go. Our first weapon is the Splattershot Jr., the first weapon all three games introduce you to. It's one of the many high fire rate weapons available. The main trait is that the Junior has 110% ink tank capacity. That means that it's able to fill the special gauge up really quickly, cover the ground really fast, and be able to fire shots for a long time. This is also good because the shots themselves are very small and don't consume a lot of ink. The trade-off, in this case, is that the gun does 28 damage and the reticle is very wide. That means that shots are inaccurate unless you're right next to a target, which is pretty unideal in a lot of situations. This is also a good time to mention shot deviation. The reticle immediately expands after jumping and shrinks the closer you are to the ground, because shooters are more inaccurate in the air. Luckily, there's a way that Splatoon keeps the game very fresh, those being a sub and a special weapon, alongside different kits with different subs and specials. For the Splattershot Jr., our first sub is the Splat Bomb, tied with the Suction Bomb and Splash Wall as the most common sub-weapon. Splat Bombs are bombs that explode a second after being thrown, and are certain death at 180 direct damage and 30 on splash damage. Being very mobile bombs, they can pressure from long distances outside the gun's range, and can cause your opponent to do things you want to do. You can also check for opponents to see if you should proceed or retreat. While sub-weapons are costly and consume a lot of ink as their alternate attacks, the Junior can still fire a lot of bullets after launching one. The special is the Big Bubbler. This is a spherical barrier that only protects from enemy attacks. Enemies can still go into the barrier and attack from inside. The barrier itself has 1536 HP and slowly shrinks the more attacks it endures. When attacking the launcher and generator, it deals 1 times damage, while attacking the barrier itself only deals around 0.64 damage. Note that using one underneath an object, the generator can get stuck, resulting in a smaller barrier. You can also super jump to it, similar to the Squid Beacon, which makes it a safe spot. With a high fire rate, a lethal bomb, and a protected barrier, this is the perfect weapon for newbies to get used to. Don't forget about abilities, however. All clothing gear, headgear, clothes, shoes, they all have one main slot and 3 sub-slots that help out that weapon. First off, I'd like to mention that there's no main power-up as of version 10.0.0. So your main weapon is what you get. Now let's move on to what you can get. First off, Ink Saver Sub. Ink Saver Sub means more ink saved after using a sub-weapon. Next, I'd like to mention Run and Swim Speed Up, both of which increase your speed while running and swimming. These are essential to running the Splattershot Jr. because it's a lightweight weapon, and with lightweight weapons, you're often going to want to be very zippy. Next, Special Power Up, which powers up your special, of course. For the Big Bubbler, it increases its HP up to 1843.2 HP. Next, Quick Super Jump, allowing your super jumps to be faster. Remember that this is an excellent turfing weapon, so being able to jump and evade situations is pretty necessary. Next, Ink Resistance Up. As you might expect, this reduces damage when you go through enemy ink. You're going to be stubbing your toe a little bit into enemy ink, so some of this will be good. Similarly, there's Sub-Resistance Up. This reduces effects and damage from sub-weapons, which is excellent from bombs and also point sensors tracking. But don't forget that weapons have different sets. This will be the same gun with the same stats, but with a different look and different subs and specials. In this case, we have the Custom Splattershot Jr. The sub is a new one, the Torpedo. This is a bomb that finds an opponent and deals 60 damage on direct hit and causes droplets in a circular shape that each deal 12 damage each. It's 35 damage via splash damage, and if thrown with no opponents, its explosion is smaller than the Splat Bomb. While this is a homing bomb, it has 20 HP, meaning it's the only bomb you can disable, which can be predictable and allow for a sneak attack. The range from the droplet's explosion is slightly larger than the suction bombs, with the droplets also inking turf. The special is a newly introduced special, the Wave Breaker. This top and catch toy first sends out a wave acting like a point sensor, showing enemies' locations. After, it produces 3 shockwaves every 2.5 seconds, that both marks opponents' positions, a point sensor again, and deals 45 damage each shockwave you're hit with. Now, while jumping over it is easy enough, use it when there's a lot of traffic, such as in Clam Blitz, near the opponent's goal basket. Note that the shockwaves, however, follow the ground and go through walls and barriers, including the Big Bubbler. But unlike the Big Bubbler, however, the Wave Breaker only has 400 HP, and has multipliers depending on the weapon class. Much like Torpedo, this damage can help you bridge the gap to splat opponents, especially when it comes to using the Torpedo after the Wave Breaker. Whenever you use a special, your ink tank refills, so you can throw a Torpedo after the Wave Breaker and easily get opponents. But remember that the Junior is very inaccurate. All in all, both sets of the Junior are very fun weapons. I recommend you just have fun with it. I want to mention special power up for the Wave Breaker. This increases the shockwave's travel distance without increasing its speed, which is very good for the Splattershot Junior because its range is very low. So that's our first weapon. Let me know what weapons you want me to cover. Next time, we're gonna, well, wait and see. Until then, thank you all for watching this little bio of mine. I hope to make more in the future, and until then, see ya.